Hey guys, Matt Carpenter here, checking in from Salem, Massachusetts, and hopefully everybody's had some time to celebrate a little bit. We're all going to college next year. Our kids are going to college next year, so it's a great thing. Now is a great time to celebrate. I know we still have this scary task of paying the bill. We've already done a lot of work in terms of setting a foundation, still waiting on some more rates to come out. But I wanted to really quickly give you guys some direct tips, kind of step-by-step tips, and how to complete these two steps that the students are going to need to do. The kids have to do this technically in order for these federal government student loans to go through. So the $5,500 up to $5,500 that was offered in each of their financial aid packages. Now, what I will tell you is I'm giving you a little bit of the cheat code here. I'm showing you how you can do this in probably less than 10 minutes. I'm not recommending you necessarily do it this way. Now, if you recall, the students are borrowing this money themselves. They don't need a cosigner. They don't need established credit. It's just their deal between themselves and the federal government. So what the federal government does, the Department of Education specifically, is they say, okay, well, you're on your own for this, and we're not requiring you to get a cosigner. We're not requiring you to have established credit, but we at least want you to jump through a couple hoops to understand what you're signing up for. So they're trying to provide basically some education to say, here's some specifics. We want you to read the literature. Basically want you to take a little quiz so you know exactly what you're signing up for, what you can and can't do, and ramifications if you decide not to pay us back, and helping you understand what accrued interest is and things like this. So, it's a good thing that the students understand exactly what they're signing up for and take the time to do the test. But what I know, just based on years of experience, is that a lot of parents are actually doing these two steps for their kids, or their kids are not super engaged. Not to say that I would be any different as a 17, 18-year-old. So what I'm doing, because I love you guys, is I'm going to give you kind of the cheat code of how to breeze through these formalities, which is what they are. It's nothing we can mess up, nothing we can do wrong. We just have to check these boxes. And once we do, the money's automatically going to change hands between the federal government and the college that we're actually talking about. Okay. So the two steps are that the one I just referred to, kind of this quiz, which they call entrance counseling, and then kind of an electronic signature that they call signing a master promissory note, or the loan agreement is the other term that they refer to it as. So kind of take that for what it's worth, but I have to go on record saying I'm not firmly recommending you complete the process this way. But if you kind of get the deal and you just want to breeze through it so you can check these boxes, well, that's what I'm providing. Okay, so kind of without further ado here, we're going to sign on to what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to stop showing myself and instead share my screen so you guys can have follow along with me here. And what I want to do is guide you to where we're going to go, and that's through the students' FSA ID. Okay, so we're going to studentloans.gov, and we're going to hit login here, and I'm going to put in my little fake account. But this will be your student's account, not mom and dad's account, but the student's account. Remember, this is the student that is borrowing this money, not mom and dad, just them. So it is the student's FSA ID that we're going to be using, not mom and dad's. And every student has one because we had to in order to complete and submit the FAFSA. So we know that we have one. So here's the first step I'm going to complete, is I'm going to complete my loan counseling. Okay, the first option is going to be entrance counseling, and that's what I'm going to select. Now, I have these steps in writing as well for you guys, so I know I'm going to fly through it. And now here they're asking me to notify these schools. I'm completing my counseling as an undergraduate. Okay, okay. And now who do we want to tell? So which school are we applying to? So let's just say, for argument's sake, I'm going to apply to Massachusetts, and then I'm going to pick Clark University. Okay, they're going to notify Clark University that this loan is going to them. Oh, notify the school, sorry. So we're going to be sending this to Clark University in Worcester, Mass. As an undergraduate. Now here is where it's telling you to kind of put in your information that you're going to be borrowing and how much you're going to be borrowing. And the thing is if I want to skip these steps, I kind of can. Again, that's not the idea, but I didn't put anything in there, so I think What is my current loan balance there? It says is 147.96. I'm not even sure why it says that, but again, it doesn't really matter. I just have to get these questions right. Okay. And then I can I'm supposed to be reading all this, of course, but check my knowledge now. I can get as many answers right or wrong here as I want. It's just I have to get through to eventually get them right. Okay, which source of federal student aid do you have to repay? Well, we have to repay loans. Okay, so that is correct. And then what is the next question I am obligated to answer? I guess none. I'm on to the next page. Well, they want you to see how much you're actually paying for school, what you're getting as scholarships and financial aid, and what you're borrowing to come up with some dollar amounts that make sense here. But again, we're doing our little bit of a cheat here. My estimated expenses for this year, what I did was $0. Was I right? No, what was my estimated expenses? Okay, $52.80. That was right there. How much funding do you have available this year? I think I put 0. I'm right. And I said, will you be notified in writing each time your school disperses a loan? Again, a 50-50 shot here, and I'm going to get it right. I'm going to say, yeah, they're going to tell me if I'm dispersing a loan. If the schools cost less than the loan disbursement, the amount will be paid to the student or borrower. That sounds right. Okay, it is. And I'm skipping along. Paying student loan interest while you're in school will reduce the over amount you have to pay. That's smart. I would like to do that if I can. That's true. Okay, and I'm continuing along here. Okay, this looks like a new step this year, but we'll just keep going here. Okay, you must start making payments 6 months after you leave school or you drop out. That's true. Yep. Okay, who do you contact for your repayment? And that's whoever is servicing the loan, right? Not necessarily the school. And you must contact anytime your address changes. That makes sense. We're still true. Okay. Deferment and forbearance are always temporary. That sounds right. If you're having trouble making payments, your federal loan service can help you by doing a few different things. That's why we like the federal government. So we're going to say all of the above. Point being, we only have to kind of read and answer what they're requiring us to answer to go on to the next steps. Tax deduction reduces taxable income. That sounds right. We're submitting our counseling, and we are done. Okay, so again, is this the way that is very smart and responsible if we want to teach our kids how to borrow responsibly and actually what they're signing up for? And no, it is not. So if you want to do that, then I would not suggest you have your kids complete it this way. If you are doing it as the parent, well, then this is where you can get through it very quickly and painlessly. And here's the other step we have to complete, and that's to complete a master promissory note. So on this last page, I have successfully completed my entrance counseling. Now I'm going to do a master promissory note. Again, the first option is a master promissory note for subsidized and unsubsidized loans. That's the one that I need to do. Okay, it's going to have some of my stuff saved in here. They don't need to know my driver's license, so I'm only going to answer things that are starred. Some of this stuff is going to be, again, pre-filled based on our FSA ID username and password. And again, I only answer what I have to answer. That is my current address. If your mailing address is different, what's our, what did I use for an ID? Okay. Okay, and then who am I telling? Well, we said we had our hypothetical Clark University in Massachusetts here. Now, of course, I'm doing a fake account, and Clark University knows I'm not going there next year, so nothing is going to happen with this. I wonder if they're telling me that I had to have a loan before I did this piece of the puzzle. Let's try another one for argument's sake. because that looks like what it's doing here. Well, guys, this may be the end of the road. Let's try one more. In terms of to do this step, we might have had to actually submit our master promissory note. Okay, nope, beautiful. Arizona State's going to let us go through. So we are going to go through accordingly. We're doing our master promissory note for Arizona State. Of course, you're going to choose the school that your son or daughter, or hopefully you, the student, will be attending. So we're on to the next here. Now, references. We can basically put in anybody we want, okay? They are not going to be looking at anything here. You know, they are not going to be cross-referencing or reaching out to any references. These are not co-signers, okay? These are just very, you know, obviously they're looking for you to have real people to basically say, hey, is there two human beings on the planet that could vouch for you? Whether or not you want to put in real people, fake people, real contact information, fake contact information is up to you, but they're going to ask for two human beings, okay? And then they're going to give you a bunch of fine print to read. I suggest you read every single word of it. I have not read it yet, but you should. And then at the end, we're going to sign and submit. And I said I am my lovely wife here, Rose Carpenter, and we're going to sign and submit. And I'm done. So let's see, what's my time here? I don't know what my time is exactly, but that is, we have just completed the 2 steps to have the federal government student loan go through from, or to whichever school you'll be attending next year. Obviously, you would just choose the relevant school. Now, again, I want to be very CYA, cover your ass, right? And say that, you know, this isn't something that necessarily want to do, but for those of you that are going to be completing the steps as parents, that's how you do it very, very quickly. And for you students that are looking to take a shortcut but still get what you're signing up for, this is how you can do it very quickly. I would recommend that you do take the time to actually read the fine print here and understand what you're signing up for. But I also wanted to show you the shortcut. So do with that as you may. And of course, as you need to, lean on us for help. And we're going to send this over in print to you guys as well. So you'll have kind of 2 different mediums to check that out. And of course, contact your whoever you're working with at CFS, and they'll help you with any particular questions you have. Make it an awesome week. We're at least in the Northeast here. The weather's turning, so it's an exciting time for us. And look forward to talking to everyone soon enough. Thank you, and bye-bye.